Hello. Hi, friends. Hi, Crimsons and Heroes. Dear Crimsons and Heroes, we are gathered here today. Sorry, that was just something about the way I said that. Just made it seem like putting the two genders. Hi, Toll. Welcome to more Red Pearls of Borneo. We are here to play that game again. Bonjour. We are here back at Borneo, back to see what the fuck everyone's up to. Let's go back to our timeline. There we go. It's big. Let's Obradin this shit. Hello, and to Bear as well. We have uncovered some stuff, and we're still not anywhere near the halfway point of this fucking timeline, so we're doing great, everyone. Yeah, it's... Chris thought this game was gonna be short. I thought so as well, and then it turns out it's everything. We're doing great is the thing. You gotta remember. We're doing great. The ball is rolling up. That's a joke for like maybe one other person in this chat. I don't know. Of course it was going to be short. It's free, yeah. But yeah, we have a timeline of stuff happening, as we have just a bunch of people gathered. I don't even know how to summarize it. We started with this person called Lucas Sterling, who arrived on the island because of pirates being brought here. The daughter of the plantation owner, not plantation owner. Is it a plantation owner? It maybe. Loon immediately fell in love with him. I don't know, some sort of weird shit going on there. But that might just me being very aromantic about it all. Happy Pride. We have, Dieter and the ex-wife are a couple, we found out. We have Cynthia, the lady... something... lady... I've forgotten what everyone keeps calling her. Solicitor, I think. Who is uncovering just that everything's bad because these people cannot do maths for the life of them. And they cannot keep this place running at all. We have Rose contemplating ending it all because she thinks that her husband, who left his ex-wife for her, is now gonna leave her for Cynthia, which isn't true at all because Cynthia turns out to have a fiance, but Rose was just willing to go for it, honestly, or at least contemplating it. Yep. We also have Jiro Tanaka and Edward Bonfire, aka Bone. They are doing drugs. They are doing drugs. And then Edward and Jeremiah have like a whole conversation about how bad everything's going, but Edward just doesn't give a shit because, you know, he's full of opium. There is still like meanwhile Kanan and Aisha are having a conversation that like, hey, the Japanese are on the island, we need to get out. Kanan is like, you're coming with me because I'm in love with you, fuck what you think, I guess. And Aisha's like, dude, what the fuck? No. I have my own plans. And if I see your face again, I'll kill you. Or if you interfere, I'll kill you. Which, you know, valid. Loon and, Lucas have the most baffling conversation ever, mostly from Loon's point of view, where she talks about her parents' divorce and how her brother went to like the same school as Lucas and like she's smitten with him, I guess, I don't know. And then the clubhouse explodes because they tried to make vodka and failed miserably. and then they had dinner, you know? Classic. But we have this phone call with I believe Kanan and Jiro. Yes. So we can look at that. Kanan enters. Jiro Tanaka peeks in, not believing what he's seeing. You see? I didn't know who to turn to. I don't know who to trust. Jiro Tanaka checks for a pulse. None. Someone has been killed. Sees the empty blue vial and pockets it. Terrified. He places his own opium pipe on the floor next to the victim's hand. Accident. It has to look like an accident. It's better this way. You could say it was an overdose. Bonfire knows about the affair. He'll hang me. Stop worrying, Jiro. I'll take care of it. You were the one that brought him here. Speaks in language Kanan speaks in a language I don't understand. Damn, I don't speak Malay or Dayak or whatever language this is. I will need to try and transfer what is being said phonetically and reach out to our man in Oxford. Should be able to translate it for me. Now I just need to concentrate and listen closely. Kanan continues speaking. Kanan puts the phone down. There can only be one opium pipe. A victim is waiting for their opium pipe. Yeah. Specifically Jiro's opium pipe. Opium pipe. They're on their way. You should go. What do we tell the others? What about Loon? She will be devastated. Little man is stronger than you think. She has it. I'll go see Theresa. That's where I will be if you need to find me. What are you talking about? You can't do that. Forget her. It's 2 in the morning. Just go to bed and don't let anyone see you. Your Tanaka takes off his cap and wipes the sweat and tears from his face. Alright. Yes, you're right. I'll wait for the reinforcements here. You go. Hiro walks out. His route back to his quarters takes him past the veranda. Okay. Oops, all opium. Well, I guess we'll put Jiro on the veranda? No. Gasp. Who else is on the veranda? Did you go somewhere? Maybe. Or someone else came in. Right. We have a possible murder on our hands. Something has actually happened. But who? We have... Not that. Well, I do want that, I just want the item. The opium pipe. That belongs to Jiro. And we have this empty blue vial. Smells faintly of fish. Sure. Like, I could check if the opium pipe is in the study afterwards. Me. Reconstruction is incorrect. I'm just looking for the opium pipe. I guess because it maybe isn't used. Clubhouse held by Jiro Tanaka. Clubhouse held by Jiro Tanaka. Jiro study by Jiro. Okay, I have an 8. Because when was the dinner? Dinner was here, so that was at 8. Watching river monsters on TV while the stream is unfolding. Gotta say, Jeremy, wait. Sure. Later. We're in a clubhouse. Pearls. Right. What clues do I got? There was someone else here. Presumably. But nobody of the other cast, considering they're all at dinner. We're talking about old man in this session. Right. Who Jeremy Wade? Sorry, I'm just... Now I need to know. Jeremy Wade. River. Oh, I see. Okay. Right. What clues I got, everyone? Do y'all remember, if I just put everyone else still here for dinner, not Aisha. No, okay. So people left. I guess Tanaka has the opium pipe at this point. Lucas Sterling is about to stand up, but Jared Tanaka puts his hand on his shoulder. Don't. This is Harrow. You do not want to mess with him. Trust me. Found the last name Harrow. Okay, interesting. Right. If I focus on the pearls. Mysterious stranger walks over to Rose Goodwill and Cynthia Seville. Rose Goodwill growls at him. Cynthia Seville just looks down. Okay. Mystery person. A tall white man. The mysterious stranger strides in. Two rough-looking locals are standing outside the room, guarding the door. He's heavily armed. Lucas Sterling is about to stand up, but Jared Tanaka puts his hand on his shoulder. What are you doing here? How did you get it? Where is Conan? What did you do to him? He had best be alive. I only just got back from the Sandaka. I need more time. Mysterious stranger walks over to Rose Goodwill and Cynthia Sevilla. Rose Goodwill growls at him. Cynthia Sevilla just looks down. Pulls out a cigarette, pats his pockets. Jeremiah Goodwill hesitates, then reaches into his pocket and pulls out his lighter. Flicks it open and offers the flame. Takes the lighter from Jeremiah Goodwill's hand. He turns it over, admiring the gold plating. Nice piece. Solid. I'll take this as a down payment. I want my money soon, Jeremiah Goodwill. I burn this whole place to the ground. Theatrically, my apologies for the interruption, ladies and gentlemen. Please resume the festivities. Mysterious stranger turns and marches out, his laughter turning behind him. Hey. Okay. Right. Right. Okay, interesting. We have a mysterious stranger named Harrow. Yee. Love the little watercolor splash. It's so cool. Okay. So there's presumably it's Conan, Aisha, and this mysterious Harrow person. Right, let's make a little note here. Mysterious stranger Harrow. Yeah. So then this Right. So we have a mysterious new person named Harrow. That's cool. Okay. And who trust? Empty blue vial. Opium pipe. Accidents. The bonfire knows about the affair. Overdose. Okay, so bonfire knows about the affair. It's not bonfire. It's someone who has an affair. Something with an overdose. Okay, I have some suspects. Especially, wait, they were talking about the little man, weren't they? In regards to Loon. She'll be devastated. Go see Theresa. So presumably, it's Jeremiah. I think it's Jeremiah. But the object doesn't belong to it. Okay. Sword is almost 2 years old. Also, I'm back from being made to eat cake. It's a hard life. Such a hard life for you. Take them past the veranda. There's the cove. That guy is still a mystery. There's still another mystery person. Nothing really ritual. Sponsored was bad soul. Bolshevik. That's kind of good thing. Person to the clubhouse. Age. Verse of God. But a bang. 1 round. Small glass of clear liquid. I'll return to my room. As the tremors, bunch of malaria. Loud crash, a loud crash and gasps as someone new enters. Orange is very strong but also very dark. I do not know them. Who is it? That's the number one question, isn't it? Feels out of place and tries to slink away quietly towards the library. Edward Bonfire joins him. Interesting. So they are in the library the next hour. Thank you, Jiro Tonika's opium pipe. The things you can tell with an opium pipe are honestly astonishing. Library is dimly lit, smelling of old paper and stale smoke. Edward Bonfire is wrestling with the lock of a glass-fronted cabinet. The opium pipe tells all. Confounded. Gary always did keep the good stuff on the lock and key, and with the clubhouse looking as though it's taken a full broadside, we don't have much else to drink. There's a small knife with his belt. From his belt, not with his belt, and he jams it into the mechanism. With a sharp crack, the wood gives away. Open sesame. Grabs a bottle of scotch and 2 glasses, pouring a shot for them both. Really shouldn't have done that, Swan Bonfire. Swan Goodwill will be positively livid. Jerry has bigger fish to fry tonight. Besides, the man's in my debt, whether he cares to admit it or not. To surviving the night, eh? And to keeping our heads on our shoulders. Do you think they'll come back? The pirates? Harrow? He's a shark. He's got the scent of blood in the water. He'll circle until he gets what he wants. Seen his ilk before, in 26. Men who think they can take what they want. Saw them off then, though, didn't you? We gave him a scrap. That's the crucial distinction. Barry, he fancies he can negotiate a settlement. Can't parley with a shark, old son. You have to punch it squarely in the snout. Tonica downs his drink quickly and sets the glass down. I really must beg your leave, Mr. Bonfire. Decamping so soon? The bottle is still full. I have to. Well, I must see a man about a dog, as they say. Bonfire pauses, a knowing grin sprouting across his face. A dog, is it? Or a bitch in heat, perhaps. Sir. Much like Holmes, you had to resort to opium to solve this case. This game is really about how opium is the best. Yeah, opium is the best and you should use it. I'm sure I don't follow your meaning, sir. Oh, don't play the innocent with me, old boy. I've got eyes. Off you go then, mum's the word. My lips are sealed tighter than the glass. Thank you, Mr. Bonfire. Scuttles out of the room, empties his glass quickly and sets it down. Right, where's the party at now? I can't be the only one who still needs a stiff drink after tonight's events. After Bonfire hears a friend's voice coming from the veranda and goes to investigate. Okay. Right. So, Tanaka is going to... meet with someone. And Outward is going to the veranda with a friend. Where's the friend? Is it Dieter? It's not. Or maybe it is, but someone else is there as well. Right. Now with that, let's see if we can cover more from Cynthia. I don't mean Cynthia, from Cynthia's stuff that she has on her. Rose Goodwill and Cynthia Sevilla watch them go. Rose Goodwill turns towards Jeremiah and Goodwill laughs. Vitalina Petrovsky and Rose Goodwill walk out of the room, leaving Jeremiah Goodwill and Cynthia Sevilla alone together. Okay, so it's just Cynthia and Jeremiah here. Well, in the next one, I mean. No. There's someone else still. But they didn't care to mention that one. Biohazard sample says the same. Lighter is gone. With Harrow. Don't think the faded photograph tells us anything. No. The pouch is also not there, and the phone is also not there. Right. If everyone... Would everyone still count as being there, I guess? Let's check. Okay. They do count as all still being there. Whoops, I guess you have to fall asleep, Caro. Cresp is abusing his mod powers by saying wild sentences. After an uncomfortable minute of silence, Theresa McIntyre walks up to Jeremiah Goodwill and slaps him hard. What have you done, you silly, silly man? Oh, okay, that sentence says far more. But then she storms off, followed by Dieter von Guntram. Danica feels out of place and tries to slink away quietly towards the library. Edward Bonfire joins him. Let's get a drink, Giro, my treat. Loon Goodwill starts crying and runs out of the room. Loon, come back. It's alright. It's over. They run towards Loon's room. New location. Yay. Rose Goodwill and Cynthia Sevilla watch them go. Rose Goodwill turns towards Jeremiah Goodwill and laughs. Now you've gone and done it, haven't you? Can't wait until they come back and murder us all. I'm sure Cynthia, Vitalina, and I will be the last to die. Men were looking at us as though they meant to devour us whole. Girls, the heat is getting to me. Let's go to the deck to refresh. I will get teas and coffees brought up. I'm afraid I'm in need of Mr. View's company. If you want me to find a way out of this mess, that is. Whereas Goodwill stares at Jeremiah and Goodwill harshly. Enjoy your company, Jeremiah. I will see you in the morning. Do not come to the bedroom later. I will not wish to be woken up. Come, Vitalina, let's go. Vitalina Petrovsky and Rose Goodwill walk out of the room, leaving Jeremiah, Goodwill, and Cynthia Savvy alone. So we have... I want to follow Vitalina and Rose for a second. Air on the observation deck is cool, but Rose Goodwill is shivering from more than just the wind. Vitalina Petrovsky stands close to her. Rose, I must confess something. I was in your room earlier. My quarters? Whatever for? Saw the letter, the one left upon the vanity. Rose, were you planning to end it all? Rose looks away, staring out at the inky depths of the Sulu Sea. She lets out a jagged little laugh. It was merely a passing fancy. A passing fancy? One does not pen a valid dictation in a passing fancy. It's a cry for help. Suppose it was. I've been desolate, Vitalina. Simply desolate. Jerry was away for what felt like an eternity, and then I heard she was arriving. The thought of her here with him was the black dog on my back. Got into a positively frightful state. So you wrote those words merely to give him a fright. I wanted him to find it. I wanted him to find me. Perhaps on the very precipice. Or perhaps merely the note. I wanted him to worry. To panic. If he thought he might lose me, really lose me, he might fight for us. He might try to save this hollow sham we call a marriage. But it would never have gone through with it. I've not the fortitude for it. Or perhaps I'm not that reckless. Rose Goodwill sighs and rests her forehead on Vitalina Petrovsky's shoulder. Men like Jeremiah, they do not save things, my dear. They only acquire them. I know, but a girl can dream, can't she? And turns out I was wrong about Cynthia. She's not so bad after all. Did you truly invite her into your own bedchamber? I just thought it would really infuriate him. A bit of spite to seize in the evening. Rose, you are monstrously wicked. I must confess something else. Do pray, go on. I must beg your leave and take my departure. I have certain private affairs that require my attention. How frightfully mysterious. Run along then, darling. I'll stay here a bit longer. I do suspect Cynthia will be a while before she concludes her business with Jerry. They should be a lesbian. Pred. I'll join her in the master bedroom soon with a nightcap. Maybe I can get more gossip about Jerry from her. I shall see you at breakfast. Sleep well, my dear. Pred. Yeah, okay. Having man problems? Being lesbian? Right. So Vitalina is off doing something. And Rose is just staying there for a while longer. But nothing's happened. So she doesn't count as being there for the next hour. Presumably then she's in the master bedroom, but first let's go to the map and look at Loon's room. the young mistress's room. Cause we have, in this hour, we have Loon and Lucas. My instincts tell me I've uncovered everything there is to see in this location. The remaining hours hold no secrets. Thanks, Delphine. That's actually really helpful. Did I tell you that one of the most beautiful women I've ever seen in my life called me beautiful at work last week? Been riding that high ever since. Hell yeah. Loon Goodwill flows onto her bed, burying her face in the pillows. Lucas Sterling sits on the edge, keeping a respectful distance. Loon, please. It's over now. They've gone. They'll be back. I know they will. And Father is powerless to stop them. It's up, wiping her eyes. But you can stop them, can't you? I know who you are. I know your secret. Lucas Sterling freezes. His expression hardens instantly. I haven't the foggiest notion what you mean. You don't have to keep up the charade with me. I've known since I saw you on the beach. You're my brother. What? You've come back from England? Lucas Sterling blinks, the tension draining out of him, replaced by confusion. Lucas? Same. Your brother? You've come to take me away, to take me back to London, just as I've dreamt for 10 years. You came to rescue me from this jungle. Lucas Sterling sighs, running a hand through his hair. He looks at her with a mixture of pity and sadness. Loon, listen to me very carefully. I am not your brother. You're not, but you're right about one thing. I do have a secret. You must swear on your life to keep it. I swear. Why would you tell her? I'm an agent of British intelligence. Why would you tell her? A spy? Like in the novels. She has not proven herself to be mentally capable of keeping this very important life-threatening secret. Terrible spy. Shit spy. I was sent. I'm not your brother. I'm British. Truly dreadful. Was sent to investigate Japanese military movements in the South China Sea. And green mist isn't natural. It's a chemical weapon. My crew wasn't massacred by pirates, Loon. We were intercepted by a Japanese destroyer. They caught us red-handed with evidence of their tests. Oh, my heavens! I managed to salvage a sample of the agent. I hid it in the wash house at the guest house, along with my service revolver. I need to retrieve them. Between the pirates and the nips, I must be armed to protect you in the sample. You will save us? I shall do my utmost. Now stay here and bolt the door. Try to get some sleep. I can't sleep now. I'm coming with you. No, sir, why are you info camping? If she told anyone, do you think they'd believe her? Based on this, I don't know. Heads to the door, Loon. Good one to... Sure. It's not them, though. Anyway. Would they be on the veranda, maybe? No. Yes. Yes, okay. They love the veranda. Theresa loves the veranda, everyone. Theresa McIntyre and Dita van Guntram are seated on the wicker chairs, drinks in hand. Dita, you must tell them. Jeremiah and Bone, they're chasing shadows with this cursed nonsense. I will tell them nothing, my dear. But why? It's cruel. Why should I save Jeremiah's empire when I'm poised to inherit it? Inherit it? What are you talking about? The Brook Rajas are making their move. With the company weak and the war coming, they are expanding their influence. And I have facilitated their entry. You are working with them? And the pirates? Captain Harrow is a blunt instrument, yes, but effective. He clears the board so that we may set up the pieces anew. You helped the pirates, the men who attacked us. How could you? I did it for us, for you. I know you, Theresa. You have expensive tastes. You would never look twice at a penniless Hun, but a Hun who owns the Goodwill Plantation. That is a different matter. Join me. Be my wife. We can do this together. You utter arrogant idiot. Theresa? Do you think I care about the money? Do you think I care about this blasted plantation? You brought pirates to our doorstep. You have endangered Loon. Loon will be safe. I have insurance. Assurances from pirates, from land grabbers. I don't give a damn what happens to Jeremiah, or to me, or to you for that matter. We can all rot in hell for our sins, but if a single hair on my daughter's head is harmed, I will kill you myself, Dieter. A tap on the glass of the veranda window startles them. What was that? I have to go. Stay away from me, and stay away from my daughter. Theresa McIntyre stomps off, leaving Dita van Guntram alone with his drink. Jeremiah Goodwill and Edward Bonfire can be heard coming this way from inside the house. Dita van Guntram sets his drink down and makes a swift exit through the outside door. Theresa McIntyre, you're the only goddamn woman on this entire island that makes any sense. Or not even a woman, any person on this island that makes any fucking sense. Haprid. Right, I guess we, Edward, good old Eddie and Jeremiah here then. Jeremiah Goodwill and Edward Bonfire are in the veranda, chuckling as they pour themselves another round. Did you see the look on the young pup's face, utterly terrified by a rabble of Zulu dolls? You can't judge him too harshly, Jerry. He fancies himself a tough customer, but he hasn't the mettle for this rock. Huh, soft as butter, the lot of them. They haven't the iron in their blood we had in our day, eh, Bone? Indeed, my mind's been wandering back to the 15 tonight and the Rundum business. The Rundum Rebellion of 1915 was the last major uprising of the Murut people against the British North Borneo Chartered Company. It was sparked by the company's tax policies and forced labour. Cool. They're assholes. Okay. The Maruts, famous for their blowpipes, built intricate underground forts in the jungles, making them invisible. Good for them. Maybe they're anemic. Maybe that's why they don't have iron in them blood. Don't be mean. Trekking through that godforsaken Murut country for weeks, wet rot in your boots and constant dread of a poison dart in your neck. That's not the flex you think it is. The silence was the killer. You never heard the sumpitan. just the sound of the darts finding the men marching beside you. And those underground forts, we were chasing ghosts in the mud, outmatched in the deep jungle by an enemy we couldn't even see. But we held the line, didn't we? We always hold the line. We did, Jerry. We did. If these guys die, I hope so. One more reason to hate British companies. Have a good night, Kiro. Sleep well. Feeling rather weary, old boy. I think the excitement has taken it out of me. I don't know if I have what it takes these days. I don't think you ever had it, I'll be real. I'm not the man I once was, Bone. I haven't the fortitude for another scrap. Truly fancied tobacco was a forever trade. I never expected the world to take to these wretched cigarettes and render our cigar leaf quite obsolete. And we always had to shell, didn't we? Mother of pearl was meant to be the bedrock, and then simply vanished from beneath our feet. You also just cannot do math. Looks out into the night. Fine black suit. The ash from the torch oil fields to the south begins to rain down from the sky. And then there's the war. I'm tired, my friend. So tired. I'm going to retire to the study. Try to clear the cobwebs. I'll finish my glass here. Keep an eye out for any further uninvited guests. Good man. Jeremiah Goodwill claps Edward Bonfire on the shoulder and heads inside towards the study. Edward Bonfire hangs around for a little bit longer, watching the sky as the black suit continues to fall. He then turns his head towards the back of the plantation, sees a strange orange glow in the distance. What in the hell? Edward Bonfire grabs a croquet mallet from behind the bar and heads towards the source of the glow. Cool, we have a croquet mallet. I guess that Edward. Right. Jeremiah Goodwill sits down at his chair, picks up the glass, he takes his Twan's dose. Yeah, we have done. Have we? Apparently not. Canine taken daily by the masters of the plantation. The Twan. Canine was usually taken daily with the sundown and evening snack. No, we have read. That doesn't taste right. Starts to cough. He clutches his throat. I feel awful. Tries to stand up, but his balance is gone. Falls down hard onto the rug. Gasping for air, he spots the empty blue vial under the chair. He picks it up, staring at it in horror. Petrovsky, what have you done? The empty blue vial slips from his fingers, and he dies there on the study floor. A shadow is in the corridor, waiting in horror at the scene unfolding. Buzz moi. Jerry, do be a sport and wake up. This can't be happening. That wasn't the plan. Vitalina Petrovsky flees, her stifled sobs echoing through the house as she runs. After what feels like an eternity, Conan walks into the study and discovers the body. In shock, he stumbles back and quickly runs to get help. Okay. So we have anti-blue vial belonging to Vitalina. Presumably she was in the study. Go ahead. Study is deadly quiet. Vitalina Petrovsky steals into the room, placing the tincture bottle she recovered from the master bedroom and a glass of water upon the mahogany side table. Hopefully he thinks Aisha brought it from his quarters. She's about to turn away when she hears Jeremiah Goodwill in the corridor outside. Vitalina Petrovsky starts. The empty blue vial she was clutching slips from her fingers. It hits the rug with a muffled thud and rolls under the leather armchair. Oh no! Who's there? Vitalina? Vitalina Petrovsky freezes, unable to retrieve the vial with Jeremiah watching. Whatever are you doing in here? You look positively ghost-ridden. I crave your pardon, Jeremiah. I was just on my way to Bones' room. Why are you all of a quiver? Your hands are shaking like a leaf. The shock of the evening. I think I need to lie down. What? Well, I shan't detain you. Vitalina Petrovsky glances frantically at the armchair, then turns and hurries out of the room. Singular woman. Positively rum. What? Okay. So she was in the master bedroom. So let's go check out the master bedroom. Away from the main house, this separate house building is the master and his wife's bedchamber. Right, I guess we'll... Guess we'll check with the empty blue vial. Partial echo. At that point, Vitalina was in the room. The room is empty. Vitalina Petrovsky slips inside, closing the door softly. She approaches the nightstand where a medicine bottle sits. She pulls a vial from her pocket. She uncorks the medicine bottle and pours its content into a plant pot. Then she pours the liquid from the vial into the medicine bottle. She recorks the bottle, hides the empty blue vial, and turns to leave. As she exits, her gaze lingers on a letter resting on the dresser. Oh, Rose. Handwritten note. He will not be missed. Oh hey, he's dead. My, what a revenue. Hope it's imaginary pipe in my hands. Bosh, etc. Right. I guess content warning for presumably a suicide note. Jeremiah. I find that I can no longer endure this wretched existence. This stifling isolation, the heavy silence of the jungle, and this constant gnawing dread have become quite insupportable. It is clear to me now that you are wedded to this estate and its resources, while I have become little more than a ghost in your house. I care for you, indeed, cared for you with all that remains of my heart, but I fear I am now a stranger to you. I desire only for this ache in my breast to cease. I beg of you, do not come in search of me. By the time you read this, I shall have been quietly claimed by the sea. I'm going to the cove in our secluded beach. I have always held it dear, for it holds the ghosts of the day when you still looked at me with kindness. I shall reminisce on those lost hours as I allow the tide to take me. Rose. Okay. Okay. Right. Okay, I guess that is the time that Vitalina took it. Right. It is a very fun game. We have secluded beach. Hidden beach surrounded by large limestone cliffs. I don't think because Vitalina only found it then, and then she was up the observation. I don't think we have anyone at the secluded beach yet. I guess we can. Do we have a solid timeline for Vitalina? Otherwise. There. Yeah. Okay. Okay. Right. Go to bed and don't let anyone see you. Right. We also have Burns' room. And our Boulevard with Trotsky sleep. We have a solid timeline for Bone as well, right? Edward. Yeah. Basically. Where did I should have forgot. It's what's the source of the glow. Right. Would you go to your room after what happens? That would make sense, wouldn't it? No, okay. Care about money. Have to go. They both leave and we don't know where they went. Also, hi Dark. Welcome to What Happened in Borneo. We just got to a murder. Or, well, wasn't supposed to be a murder, I guess? Deceased. Would you be on that with the lighter? No. Oh wait. No, that wouldn't make sense. Oh, good shit. Not the empty blue vial, the light. No. Let me check all the locations with the lighter. Nothing. Oops, all murder. I didn't do murder. Right. In that case, I can use the opium pipe. No? And I know, I guess you don't have the thing. Have a good night, Toll. Good sleep. How do we find the pirate? Through the house, maybe she went through the master bedroom? Not Lynn's room. Oh. There we go. They agreed to meet up later. Vitalina Petrovsky falls to her knees at the foot of the bed, sobbing uncontrollably. Vita, speak to me. What has happened? Wasn't supposed to end like this. He wasn't supposed to die. Die? Who? Who's dead? Jerry. Jeremiah. Jerry. No. No, you're drunk, Vita. He's in the study. I killed him. I didn't mean to. I swear. Cynthia sobers up instantly, her voice commanding. Explain yourself, Italy. What did you do? The curse, the pearls. I just went to save the plantation. I went to the Boma. It's who I went to see in the chapel. Babalian Unto. Powerful shaman. I doubt I will be able to find a photo of him. He is too obscure, too hidden in the shadows of history. We'll have to deduce his presence by other means. I will need a hint outside of the box if I want to be able to piece together his movement. He promised me a cure, a potion to cleanse the oysters, but he tricked me. It wasn't a cure, it was a tuju. Tuju is a curse where a shaman, the Boma, magically sends an object into the victim's body to kill them. The victims of our son, unexplained agony, and Western medicine finds nothing wrong. Okay. I gave it to him, and his medicine. Thinking would remove the hex upon him, and then he fell, and he didn't wake up. You poisoned him. Was an accident. I love Jerry. You know I wouldn't hurt him. Tuju? Gave you a Tuju to kill Mr. Goodwill. He said it would drive away the bad spirits, but it was poison. No. Scrambles off the bed, tripping on her gown, and bolts out of the room towards the croquet lawn. Rose, wait. Cynthia severely grabs Vitaly Petrovsky by the arm, hauling her up. We have to go. Now, before you say another word to anyone else. Cynthia Seville picks up the biohazard sample and drags the wailing Vitalina Petrovsky out of the room, chasing after Rose Goodwill. I truly think that Cynthia and Theresa are the only competent people around here. But I guess I can check for Cynthia and Rose here. Instincts tell me I've uncovered everything there is to see in this location. Hell yeah. Cynthia Sevilla is pouring a generous measure of gin into 2 glasses. Rose Goodwill grabs one and sits down on the bed. 2 choices. They clink glasses and drink deeply. You know, I positively envy you, Cynthia. Lady Solicitor. An independent woman with a career in her own right. They said it would drive the bad spirits away, she said, not understanding their relationship with the locals. Yeah. Oh, don't waste your envy on me, Mrs. Goodwill. The bar is a boys' club. They look at a woman in chambers as if she were a performing seal. Remarkable for a member of the fair sex, they say, with a sickeningly patronizing tone. And the pressure. Mother is incessantly harping on about when I mean to settle down. Can't argue cases forever, Cynthia. Think of your ovaries. Ovaries. As if one's woman functions had a best before date stamped on them. At least you have a life of your own. I have this, waiting for Jerry, fearing Jeremiah. You used to dream of treading the boards, you know? A stage in London. You have the face for it, and the theatrical flair, I'll give you that. I do, don't I? Let's play dress up. Must you always wear these drab, stuffy suits? Let's even something positively divine. A normal straight thing to say to someone. Oh, I couldn't possibly. Well, perhaps just the one. Rose Goodwill pulled a shimmering silk gown from the water. Put this on, it's Parisian. Jerry brought it for me to wear to the governor's ball, but I never did. Cynthia Seville clumsily changes into dress and fits her surprisingly well. Remind me to say that in your next Phoenix Wright stream, good. Can't argue defend cases forever, Phoenix. Think of your ovaries. Oh my. You look ravishing, Cynthia. Regular screen siren. Another normal heterosexual thing to say. Admiring herself in the mirror. It is rather dashing, isn't it? Spins round giggling. As she does so, she knocks her blouse from a nearby chair, and pearls and the biohazard sample fly out from her blouse pocket, scatter across the floor. Rose Goodwill stops laughing instantly, staring at the pearls. Those are Jerry's pearls. You cursed one. Why do you have them? You're stealing from us, or is it worse? I've heard stories about the Sendakan tribes. They pay well for inside men. Is that it? The high-class solicitor act just to cover. Girl, calm down. Don't be absurd. I found them in the library. They were just lying on the floor. Picked them up to keep them safe. I was going to give them back to Mr. Goodwill. Seems trust is in short supply around here. The air in the room grows heavy with tension. Then Vitalina Petrovsky crashes through the doorway, tears pouring down her face. Peter, whatever is the matter? Right. Croquet alone. I think these people just need to go to bed. Rose Goodwill stumbles across the croquet lawn, sobbing hysterically. She trips over a brass hoop and sprawls onto the grass. She lets out a piercing wail, a sound of pure heartbreak. Cynthia, Sophia, and Vitalina Petrovsky catch up to her. Vitalina Petrovsky pulls Rose Goodwill into a strong embrace. Shh, shh. My love, I'm here. He's gone. It is your doing. Your awful, awful doing. Vitalina Petrovsky holds her tight. Rose Goodwill begins hammering her fists against Vitalina's chest, striking her over and over in a blind, hysterical fury. Black ash begins to rain down harder. Yes, right. We blew up the... Yeah. Coating their hair and skin in soot. Cynthia Sophia looks up, shielding her eyes. In the distance, she sees the lights of invasion, barges hitting the strand on the secluded beach. God in heaven. Cynthia Sophia reaches under her dress and pulls out a revolver. Rose Goodwill stops crying, staring at the weapon. Who in the blazes are you truly? You are right to be suspicious, Rose. I'm not who I say I am. But that doesn't matter now. What matters is that we are in grave danger. The Japanese have made landfall. We must get a move on. Cynthia Sophia helps the women to their feet. We must muster the others. To the study, on the double. They enter the house. The mysterious stranger's party can be seen in the distance, arriving with the torches in the darkness. Cynthia's British too. Dang. Why is everyone so British? To the study. Okay, so there's more people in the study at that point. I guess that if that's the case, we know that Bone... Was it here? I can't remember. No, it was... over here. No? Not this one. Where are you at this one? You were there. So it's the hour after. In the secluded beach. Okay, but not just you. But you have the croquet mallet. Okay. But that doesn't tell me anything. I guess. Ooh, figured wrong. Let's see. Could be somewhere. Could be at the croquet lawn. No. Send. I did have a note actually. The occult. Let's learn about the occult, everyone. Time for learning. The occult. But in 1941, Borneo contained a rich spiritual landscape in which illness, misfortune, and the jungle itself were often interpreted through unseen forces. Indigenous and Malay beliefs coexisted with modern medicine, while Europeans who were unfamiliar with local cosmologies interpreted these traditions through a lens of fear and misunderstanding. Europeans did not genuinely believe these things in the same way locals did, they were just scared that locals believed them. Here are the occult beliefs, the feared cults, and the methods of curing curses in interwar Borneo. The deadly cults people feared were a mix of ancient indigenous traditions and secretive criminal organizations. There were the headhunters, also known as the cult of the trophy. The British under the Brooke Rajas in Sarawak and the Chartered Company in the north had mostly suppressed headhunting. However, it was widely believed that the spirit of the head was still hungry. In times of drought or epidemic, rumors would fly that the Dayaks were preparing to take a head to appease the spirits. To the Europeans, the Chinese secret societies were the most dangerous cults. They were primarily criminal organizations, not mystical cults, but they did partake in blood rituals. Societies like the Hin or Hai San used occult initiation rituals like drinking wine mixed with the blood of a sacrificed animal called blood wine, crawling under swords of heaven, and swearing death oaths. They believed they had spiritual protection that made them immune to bullets. You know, as opposed to European traditions at the time of, extreme hazing, especially in regards to gentlemen's clubs and fucking students. They would never do something like this. And then there were the Orang Bunyan. These were a legendary race of hidden people, or some thought, elves. Sure. If you stumbled into their village in the jungle, you would be taken and never return. People feared being kidnapped by them, but they were seen as refined and morally strict beings. Someone died mysteriously on a plantation, the locals wouldn't blame germs, they would attribute it to specific entities. Pontianak, the most feared spirit in Borneo, the ghost of a woman who died in childbirth who was said to manifest as a beautiful woman in white who eviscerated men with long claws. The scent of frangipani flowers in the jungle at night was a sign she was near. The Penangalan, a terrifying creature consisting of a floating female head with its stomach and entrails dangling beneath it, flew through the night looking for the blood of infants. People would hang thorny hibiscus branches around their windows because the creature's trailing organs would get snagged on the thorns. Okay. Good for her, yeah. Curses were a weapon used by the locals against the powerful. God forbid a woman have a hobby, yeah. Yes, powerful plantation owner who was too cruel to his laborers might find himself the victim of a hex. The Tuju, a shaman could send an object like a needle or even a lock of hair into a victim's body through the air. The victim would suddenly fall ill with the shakes, and Western doctors would find nothing wrong. Well, sure. The love hex used to make a man fall in love with a local woman. Yeah, that's a hex. It usually involves slipping a potion and including a drop of blood into his evening drink. That's... okay. The Pellicid, a spirit bound to a grasshopper. Oh, funny. which would send the grasshopper to enter a house, and once inside it would cause the inhabitants to waste away or go insane. I mean, have you heard a grasshopper? I love that all these examples of hexes, I'm immediately like, okay, so the first one is a tropical disease that they didn't know about yet. The second is racism. And the third one is just grasshoppers, I think. Grasshoppers are so loud, yeah. If they're in your house, I don't want a grasshopper in my house. I think I'd also go insane. So yeah, that's your 3 curses, 3 hexes right there. Tropical illness, illnesses, racism, and just a grasshopper. Yeah, it's very, oh no, I wasn't in love with her. It was the hex that made me get her pregnant. Classic white people bullshit, yeah. 3 great plagues: grasshoppers, disease, and racism. It's a very classic misogyny bullshit of just, they must have made us fall in love with them. We would never fall in love with a local woman. We would never fall in love with, And that's the reason why she has my child. Not because I did anything, but because she is a witch who made me fall in love with her. So I could never resist, like, even the Western con knew how to weaponize grasshoppers. Yeah. If a young man believed he was cursed, he would seek out a Malay shaman. The shaman would use concoctions to sweep the invisible darkness of the skin. It would be washed in water filled with limes and flower petals. Where acidity of the lime was believed to burn away the spiritual impurity of the curse. The young man would... Sorry, I just like the shaman just going, God, this white boy needs a fucking bath. Fucking lime and flower petals. Yeah, it's because of the curse. So I'm sure there's also actual, like, religious reasons why they do this, but also I'd like to think $50 says I can get this smelly Englishman to take a bath. This Englishman who has only been wearing, like, fucking starched whites in the fucking 40-degree humid weather and has no idea how to fucking bathe himself. Yeah. The young man would then be given an amulet to wear. For a British man, this might be a tiny piece of parchment with a prayer sewn into a leather pouch and worn around the neck. There's also a common technique where a raw egg was rubbed over the body. When the egg was cracked open, if the yolk was black or contained a needle, it meant the curse had been successfully pulled into the egg. Religious reason is damn used thing. Yeah. I mean, it's very much not uncommon in history to just, like, health and cleanliness and religion to have like a little trifecta link, basically. Um, but yeah, I think there was, just based on this, there was definitely very much actual religion happening, but also I definitely also think these people were sometimes just fucking with the British. Cause who wouldn't, you know? Anyway, right. Source of the glow. Right. Good chap. No. Someone did say something about a chapel. Chapel was mentioned. Where, by whom? Let's move on to the study. Okay, so Kanon is also there. So I guess it would be Kanon, Cynthia, Vitalina, and Rose gathered there. Okay. You do still have the biohazard sample mission. Rushing to the room, that's quite enough. Cynthia strides forward, slapping Loon Goodwill hard before wrestling the weapon from her hand. Sit down and hold your tongue, girl. We are subjects of the crown, not savages. Cannon seated at a woman's hand before she bleeds out onto the floorboards. So the Loon is also. Now attend to me, the lot of you. Jeremiah is gone, and no amount of hysteria will fetch him back. But the Japanese are on the beach and heading this way fast. We are stay here arguing, we join them. MI5. Been tracking a triad operation through the straits. Jeremiah's pearl fiasco was attracting their attention. And Bubbly and Antal, who provide the sushi, one of their agents, most likely. Well then, Mr. Sterling, seems we are on the same side. Okay. Mr. Sis. Sorry, this is yours. Okay. So we have Loon, Lucas, Rose, Vitalina, Cynthia, and Kana. Helen is already in the study, pacing nervously. Loon, Goodwill, and Lucas Sterling walk into the room. Loon Goodwill stops dead in her tracks, staring at the bloody body on the floor. Not bloody, he wasn't stabbed. Father? Rushes to Jeremiah Goodwill. She takes him, but he's cold. Papa, wake up! You're frightening me! Loon screams. She tries to lift him, but he's dead weight. Lucas checking for a pulse, then shaking his head. He's gone, Loon. I'm sorry. Loon collapses into Lucas Sterling's arms, sobbing uncontrollably. He holds her tight, glaring at the other man in the room. It was a misadventure. An overdose. The pipe finally claimed him. You took too much thunder. Overdose? Look at his eyes. Opium doesn't cause that. Poison does. Lucas raises his rifle, aiming at him. You did this. You were the only bleeding soul in this room. No, I vow on my life. I found him in this state. Rose, Vitaline, and Cynthia rush into the room. Hold your hand. Don't shoot him. It was his doing. It was not his doing. Sorry, I almost criminalized you. It was not his doing. It was me. Rose's room falls silent. Lynn Goodwill looks up from Lucas's chest, her eyes red and confused. You? Rose is in shock. She is just staring at Jeremiah's lifeless body. Tears streaming down her soot-covered face, her gown ripped, torn, and full of mud from her falls outside. Don't shoot him, he did it! My love. It was an accident. I gave him the tutu. I thought it was a cure. Loon's expression shifts from grief to cold fury. In a flash, he snatches the rifle from Lucas's hand. Sir, you're a terrible spy. Loon. No. Loon fires. The shot rings out very loudly in the small room. Vitalina shrieks, clutching her hand. Blood drips onto the rug. That is quite enough. Cynthia strides forward, slapping Loon hard before wresting the weapon from her grasp. Sit down and hold your tongue, girl. We are subjects of the ground, not savages. Cannon, see to that woman's hand before she bleeds out onto the floorboard. Cannon rushes to Vitalina, tearing a shred of linen from his shirt to trust the wound. Now attend to me, the lot of you. Jeremiah's gone, and no amount of hysteria will fetch him back. But the Japanese are on the beach and heading this way fast. If we stay here arguing, we join him. Lucas lowers his rifle, eyeing Cynthia suspiciously. You're barking on us like a Reginald Sergeant Mayor, Miss Seville. Just who the devil are you? MI5. Been tracking a trial operation through the Straits. Jeremiah's pearl fiasco was attracting their attention. Babeline Antel, who provided the tuju, one of their agents most likely. Lucas offers his hand. SIS. Secret Intelligence Service. SIS was the United Kingdom's first intelligence agency. It was founded in 1909 and was responsible for gathering intelligence on foreign powers, particularly Germany and the Soviet Union, and monitoring the fifth column. It was later renamed MI6. So if that's the first intelligence agency, and what's MI5? Am I confused? Am I confused as to what MI5 means? What's MI5, British people? I thought it was like MI6. Monitoring the fifth column. Name given to the Axis powers' espionage and sabotage activities in the Allied countries during World War II. It was a term coined by Winston Churchill. You are confused, but so am I, so that's fine. It was a term coined by Winston Churchill to describe the Axis powers' efforts to undermine the morale and the effectiveness of the Allied forces. So Churchill just gave them a cool ass name. Cool. Yeah, what's MI5 then? If it isn't a secret. God, I'm fucking gonna have to Google this, aren't I? MI5. security service company known as MI5. The United Kingdom's domestic counterintelligence and security agency. Part of the intelligence machinery alongside the Secret Intelligence Service. Okay. So I guess the thing about it is that it's not secret. Domestic versus international? I mean... Is it domestic? I mean, it says it's domestic counterintelligence, but also she is here. I guess this counts as domestic if it's the colonies. She is dealing with the triad operation. I guess that would count as domestic as it involves the fucking colonies, and the colonies would count as domestic. Wouldn't the colonies count as domestic at that point? I don't know. Monitoring the fifth column and gathering human intelligence on foreign powers, specifically sent here to monitor Japan activities. Not Japanese, Japan. Well then, Mr. Sterling, it seems we are on the same side. We need to get these people to safety. Agreed, but it's not that simple. Nips are coming in from the sea, but I've spotted the pirates doubling back this way through the mangroves. They've torched the railway. Edward and Dieter are with them. My Libyemi? Oh, merciful heaven, please tell me he is intact. He seemed fine from what I could see. The man can fend for himself, Italy. I shall help them. I realize that now. I was in a haze when I saw her dealing with their captain, but it's all falling into place now. I say we try and get to the boathouse and reach my launch. Okay, so MI5 have a website, apparently, reinforcing the idea they're not secret, and explicitly have a page. What's the difference between MI5 and MI6? The page is empty. It's too secret. We can get to the boathouse undetected by taking the secret companionway to the chapel. It begins behind the paneling in the clubhouse, but we'll need a key from the library. Annan, Cynthia, you escort the ladies to the clubhouse. Rose, take a rifle and come with me. Why Rose? We'll secure the key as you know the hiding place. I guess that's the reason. I'm joining the party. You vowed to protect me. Girl, read the room. Very well, but no more sharpshooting our friends, do you hear? I am dreadfully sorry, Vita. I simply cannot grasp that Papa's gone. Shots can be heard coming from outside. Everyone steps to the windows. Some of the parties outside have torches, but it's difficult to see anything in the dark, and with the suit still raining down, it's pure chaos. And Mother? Where's Mother? One hopes Jiro has her under his wing. We can only pray they see the writing on the wall and find a way out. No, we can't just hope. It's my mother. I'm not losing her too. Very well, little ma'am. Change of plan. She'll strike out and fetch your mother and Jiro. The rest of you carry on as arranged. And it's decided. I'm coming with you, Con. Read the room, girl! Leon turns to Lucas. Sorry, Lucas. Even though I just told you you vowed to protect me, we have to part ways right now. It is my mother. Cannot be helped. Lucas shakes her head. See you on the other side, young lady. Cynthia pulls the biohazard sample from her pocket. One last thing, Mr. Sis. I take it this is yours. Indeed, this is a sample of the green mist, chemical agent the Japanese have been perfecting in the Sulu Sea. A lot of good men died getting the sample. I'm glad it wasn't lost. Yet. Good luck, everyone. Loon remains incomprehensible to me. That girl has been wild from the very beginning. And everyone just lets her. Right. Right. I guess that means we have Dita and Edward. No. Right. Things have changed again. We now have the railway as well. Where the Borneo British steam engine passes through. They were there at some point. There we go. Okay, Mallet to the rescue. Edward arrives at the railway. He stops in his track, his mouth agape. Bloody hell. Narrow his handling work, no doubt about it. He's torched the only way out. Runs towards the water tower, grabbing a bucket. He throws water into the nearest carriage, but the fire roars back with redoubled fury. It's no use, it's too far gone. I have to warn Jerry and the others. Who goes there? Dita? Rushes towards him. But then next, there's nobody there. Okay, at the jungle end. Edward stares at the body and Dita Ungen's arms. He recoils in one. Is that Aisha? What happened? How? The Nips? Here. But Aisha, we can't just leave her. Mysterious stranger steps into the light, flanked by two of his crew. Edward tenses, raising the crook hammer. Self-defense? She was a servant girl. Edward looks from the mysterious stranger to Dita, then back to the burning steam engine. Fine, but if he crosses her... Right. So then, presumably they're back at the railway. No? So we have at the railway jungle Dita and Aisha. No. Well, we also have... But we have the light. Aha! The mysterious stranger goes through the corpse art effects. What do we have here? Mr. String gestures to his men to get the corpse out of here. He composes himself, his vest back on, splashes water from a canteen onto his face. It is time. Gather your gear, check your weapons. Tonight, the Goodwill Plantation falls. Guessing would be at the railway now? No. Okay. Into the secluded beach. Secret companion. Key is required to unlock the metal crate. Right. A library. At 3. Well, 3 at 4. Rose and Lucas. Everything in this location good. Lucas and Rose scramble up the stairs, bullets chipping the plaster around them. Japanese soldiers are swarming the downstairs corridor. Into the library. Move. They dive into the library and Lucas slams the heavy oak door, throwing the deadbolt just as the heavy impact shutters the frame. Bullets start splintering the wood. That won't hold them for long. We need that key. Rummaging frantically into a hollowed out book. The key is not there. Someone has taken it already. The room is suddenly illuminated by a bright light from outside. They rush to the window and see the clubhouse erupting in a pillar of fire. The clubhouse is gone. The secret passage is useless now. Reloading his fire rifle. What do we do now? We're trapped. Climb out of the library window. We can get to the roof. There's a safety ladder that leads down to the observation deck. And then what? Jump. It's suicide. I always contemplated jumping from there as a good way to go. But no, the tides are up. It's deep enough. It should be perfectly safe at this hour. Well, safer than staying here anyway. Right, let's do it. Lucas smashes the window pane with his rifle butt. But we had Cynthia and Vitalina going. It's Common Moon. Yeah. Cynthia, Sofia, and Vitalina Petrovsky raced towards the clubhouse, ducking low to avoid the stray bullets whizzing through the air. They reached the edge of the clearing just as the roof is fully consumed by fire. The secret companionway. It's behind the paneling. We have to. A massive explosion rips through the building as the alcohol still detonates. The shockwave throws Cynthia and Sophia backwards into the bushes. Timber and burning thatch rain down around her. Coughing and dazed, she scrambles to her feet. Vitalina! Vitalina! There's no sign of Vitalina Petrovsky. Only roaring flames and the sound of battle closing in. Between the smoke, she sees silhouettes of pirates clashing with uniformed soldiers. Confound it, the entire scheme has gone quite to the dogs. He spots a gap in the fighting towards the edge of the plantation. The others will have heard that. They'll know the road is cut. Must strike for the chapel alone. Reach the planned rendezvous. It's the only card left to play. Cynthia stays low, skirting the carnage, leaving the blazing inferno of the clubhouse behind her. Right. we have the roof. See the whole stage from here. The roof has 5 would have Lucas and Rose. And covered everything on the roof. Good. Lucas climbs out first, finding a precarious purchase on the soot's slick tiles. He reaches back to help Rose Goodwill. Rose Goodwill struggles with her voluminous silk gown, the wind whipping the fabric around her legs. She slips, a tile clattering into the darkness below. I've got you now. Careful now. Bloody dress, I should have worn trousers. They pull themselves up to the roof, gasping for air. Look, the sun is on its way. The darkness is lifting. In the light of the incoming dawn, the horror of the night is laid bare. Smoke columns rise like black pillars from the estate. Below them, near the burning clubhouse, small figures are engaged in a desperate melee. Lucas used the binoculars to have a closer look. Lucas offers Edward, recognizable by his sheer size, fighting off a group of Japanese soldiers with savage intensity. That bone! He's fighting them off with his bare hands. We start running towards the chapel. Is that Miss Sevilla? It is. She made it. You need to keep moving. The ladder to the observation deck is this way. We're making headway. Everything is being pulled into gear. Right, so we have going to the chapel is Cynthia. Cynthia paces nervously inside the small stone chapel. Where are they? The boathouse is still empty. She peers out a narrow window, watching the chaos unfold below. Her eyes slit as she spots 2 figures on the roof of the main house. What in God's name are they doing? It's rather picked up pace, yeah. Much more exciting than your average murder mystery. Yeah, the murder just didn't have anything to do with what else was happening. Murder just kind of happened by accident. I mean, it did, because the guy is probably with the others, but you know. Like, I don't think they had to do that. She watches Lucas and Rose scramble out to the observation deck. Mad. Utterly mad. She turns back to the chapel interior, her eyes scanning the stone floor and walls. Wait a minute. Companionway. The chapel sits atop a reinforced structure. There must be a war bunker below. She pushes aside the heavy altar cloth and finds a trapdoor secured with a rusty padlock. Got you. She grabs a heavy stone, but before she can strike, she notices something. The lock's already open. Examines the trapdoor. The dust is unsettled. Someone was here not long ago. She heaves the trapdoor open, revealing a ladder leaning down. She descends into the darkness and re-emerges from the trapdoor, dragging a heavy wooden crate. I saw you. Cynthia pries open a wooden crate. Inside, covered in dust, are hail rockets. A series of rockets developed by the British. They were designed to be launched from the ground. Japanese invasion. God bless the British paranoia. She rushes to the window. Down below, Lucas and Rose have surfaced and are swimming towards the boathouse. The Japanese soldiers are lining up on the shore, taking aim at the helpless swimmers. Just hitting ducks. Not on my watch. She heaves one of the rockets onto the windowsill. It's an old crude missile, heavy and rusted. She strikes a match against the stone wall and lights the fuse. Fire in the hole! The rocket hisses. Sparks flying, then screeches out the window in a powerful blast. Streaks down towards the beach, slamming into the sand right in front of the Japanese squad. Sand and shrapnel spray everywhere. The soldiers scatter, diving for cover, visibly shaken by the unexpected artillery. Huh. He reaches for another, but the crate is empty. Damn, there was really only one. Bullets start chipping the stone around the window. Great. Now I'm the sitting duck. She crawls back inside the chapel as a hail of lead hammers the exterior. Confident about the econ testing. You have for exactly 5 minutes and 24 seconds to your presentation class. Yay! Women in the game are brilliant. Some of them. Alright, we have at the observation deck. We have Lucas and Rose. No, and Rose, thank you. And that's everything about the observation deck. Cool. Dawn is breaking, painting the sky in blood-red hues. The black suit is starting to disperse. Lucas and Rose stand at the edge of the observation deck, looking down at the devastation. The clubhouse fire has spread, consuming the gardens around it. To the south, the railway fire has reached the dry tobacco fields, turning the horizon into a wall of flame. In the jungle, the pirates are retreating, their shadows flitting away from the advancing Japanese lines. Soldiers have secured the beach and are swarming the plantation. Look, down there! At the boathouse, Loon and Theresa McIntyre are struggling with the raft's mooring rope. A squad of Japanese soldiers is closing in on them. They're trapped. They can't get the knot undone. Lucas raises his rifle and fire. Rose joins him. They pick off the lead soldiers, but the range is too great and they're running low on ammunition. Damn it, I'm out. Me too. They're still coming. I have to go down there. Lucas climbs onto the railing. Lucas, don't. You'll be shot the moment you surface. I have to try. He dives into the churning sea below. Rose watches him disappear into the water. Oh, to hell with it. Rose hikes up her gown and climbs into the railing. Geronimo! She jumps after him, plummeting into the waves. Right, so at that time we have at the boathouse Loon and Theresa. Loon and Theresa stumble into the boathouse, slamming the door against the chaos outside. Loon rushes to the raft, her fingers fumbling with the mooring knot. Come on, blast you! She turns back to her mother. Mother, help me with this, it's stuck. Theresa's leaning heavily against a stack of crates, her face ashen. Mother? Loon rushes to her side. Theresa's hands are pressed against her side, blood seeping through her fingers, staining her dress a dark crimson. You're hurt. Why didn't you say anything? We had to keep moving, little moon. There was no time to stop. Suddenly the boathouse door splinters as rifle butts smash against it. Hehe, butts. Loon screams, backing away. She raises her rifle, her hand shaking but determined. Get back! I'll shoot! The door gives way. Japanese soldiers crowd the entrance. Bayonets are fixed. Loon closes her eyes, squeezing the trigger, but before she can fire, cracks of gunfire erupt from high above. Each soldiers drop and the others scramble back, confused, looking up towards the cliff. Moon follows their gaze. High on the observation deck, two figures are silhouetted against the dawn sky, rifles flashing. Looks, I knew it. I knew you wouldn't leave us. Right, so they're at the boathouse at that time. So presumably they were in the secret companionway before that. No. Why would they be? No, at the chapel booth. They were there. So presumably there? No. Right. Hero has this wing writing on the wall. The mother. Okay, they didn't say where they were going. Right. We did have a new glossary. On the Japanese invasion. So much Pokemon drama and good times. This is in Monday group. Don't worry about it. Only pretty Pokemon in the future. Hey, yeah. No drama. Yeah. Learning. The Japanese invasion of Borneo began on 16 December 1941, just 9 days after the attack on Pearl Harbor. It was a swift, calculated strike aimed at the island's most valuable assets like oil and rubber. Timeline of the invasion. Japanese used the stepping stone strategy, landing on the west coast and moving towards the administrative centers. 16 December 1941, the first landing at Miri and Syria, the oil hubs. The British and Dutch had already begun their denial scheme, setting the oil wells on fire so the Japanese couldn't use them immediately. 25th December 1941, Kuching, the capital of Sarawak, fell on Christmas Day. 1st January 1942, the Japanese landed on Labuan Island. 19th January 1942, Sandakan was officially surrendered by Governor Robert Smith. Did people see it coming? The answer is a mix of high-level dread and civilian denial, but the government knew. The British and Dutch governments knew an invasion was likely by late 1940, however they also knew they couldn't stop it. The British decided that North Borneo was undefendable. They sent a single inexperienced regiment and essentially told the governor of North Borneo that his police was only for internal security and not for fighting a Japanese army. For years leading up to 1941, the Japanese had to conduct a form of peaceful penetration of Borneo through a set of spies called the Fifth Column. While this was true, the myth that arose after the war that many of the local Japanese workers were actually intelligence agents is not true. Solistrom is learning what a Lapras is. He's gotta learn something. No, they don't. They don't gotta learn about Lapras. Don't make them. What was well documented and accurate, however, was that Japanese fishing fleets in the Sulu Sea were frequently manned by Japanese naval officers who were charging the coves for invasion ships. Japanese intelligence activity before 1941 was real but limited. The rapid conquest of Borneo owed more to Allied strategic neglect, lack of air and naval defense, and Japan's momentum than to an all-seeing fifth column. Learn about Loras. And like, Loras what? Loras Lapras? The West neglecting to defend their fucking abroad colonies? Never. Fucking hell. Laura's laughing Lapras. Coming soon to theater near you. On the plantations, many British plantation owners lived in a state of willful ignorance. They saw the news from the war in Europe, but the idea of a non-European power successfully invading their tropical stronghold seemed impossible to many because of the racism. When the news of Pearl Harbor broke, the mood shifted from leisurely to terrified almost overnight. As part of their retreats, the British and Dutch blew up the oil refineries and set the wells at Miri and Balikpapan on fire. For weeks, the sky over Borneo was stained black. This black rain of soot represented the literal end of the old world. The actual arrival of the Japanese was shockingly fast. In Sandakan, the Japanese didn't arrive in massive warships. They slipped into the harbor using small fishing boats and local craft they had seized along the coast. One day, a woman might be having her evening sundowner on the veranda, and next she was being told by a Japanese officer that her house now belonged to the Imperial Japanese Army. Transition from the 1930s paradise to military occupation happened in the span of a few hours for most towns. Right. Things and stuff. Oh, Vitaloon is confirmed deceased. Okay. We do have at the clubhouse Bones fighting at some point while they're on the roof. Edward Bonfire moves through the garden like a demon, shooting his way through the invaders. 3 Japanese soldiers fall in quick succession. He empties the revolver and hurls it at a soldier's face. The bayonet lunges. Edward deflects it, drawing his knife in a blur of motion. The blade finds the soldier's throat. Edward catches a bullet in the thigh. He grunts, but doesn't slow down. He snatches a dead soldier's pistol and fires point blank into the next attacker. He's surrounded. The soldier raises his rifle to execute him. Pirates bursts from the bushes, a kriss flashing in the torchlight. The soldier is skewered. More pirates join the fray, engaging the Japanese in brutally close quarters. Edward staggers on, ignoring the chaos, his eyes fixed on the burning clubhouse. He takes another hit to the shoulder and another in the gut. He reaches the inferno and sees a hand sticking out from under a collapsed beam. Vitalina! He plunges his hands into the burning wreckage, flesh sizzling. He heaves the beam aside with a roar of pure agony. He drags Vitalina Petrovsky's broken body onto the sand. She's gone. Edward collapses beside her. He brushes the ash from her face with a trembling hand. I'm here, love. I'm here. Kissed her on the forehead one last time. He looks up and sees lights a little away from the shore. Look, my love, a launch. It's coming to save us. Can still make it. He does not move again. A fire roars over them, consuming the clubhouse and the lovers together. Lucas's boat. Right. We have them here. Presumably, they're in the boat. Maybe Lucas and Rose as well. Yeah. Lucas and Rose haul themselves onto the jetty, gasping for air. A deafening explosion rips through the beach behind them as a rocket impacts. What in the blazes was that? Divine intervention? Come on! They swim to the boathouse. Inside, Theresa McIntyre is slumped against the crate, her dress soaked in blood. Lune is pulling her hand, weeping. Mother, please, get up! Not this time, little moon. Not this time. Lucas quickly dries his hands on his trousers and examines the wounds. It's bad. She lost too much blood. Come on, Lune, the raft is ready. No, I won't leave her. Go, my darling. Live. Live for the both of us. This place. It is all I know. It is fitting I stay. Theresa grabs Rose by the hand. Take her. Promise me you look after her. I know we didn't always see eye to eye, but you're a good person, and Lune loves you. I promise. Lucas grabs Lune, who's screaming and kicking. Forgive me. He hoists her over his shoulder. Rose, untie the mooring. Rose squeezes Theresa's hand one last time. Theresa nods. Aye, aye. They push the raft out into the water. Can see lights in the darkness. Is that your launch over there? Let's get there quickly. Theresa watches them go as life fades from her eyes. Oh boy. Oh boy, indeed. You're the only capable person. They row frantically. Well, Cynthia's still out there, but well, now this is making me feel things and I'm annoyed, yeah. They row frantically towards the large boat anchored offshore. Bullets zip past them, splashing into the water. Row! Row harder! But he doesn't row. The shooting stops suddenly, but they're too focused to notice. They reach the launch and scramble aboard. The deck is a grim sight. Bodies of British and Japanese sailors lie rotting in the sun. Lucas goes to check the engines. She'll run! They look back at the shore. A line of grey warships has appeared on the horizon. The Union Jack flies from the mast. I cannot bloody believe it! The Navy! They're here! Too late for the plantation, but just in time to give the Nips a bloody nose. Lune stands at the stern, watching the smoke rise from her home. You want to go back? Lune looks at the burning land, then at her companions. There's nothing left for me there. Nor for me. Cherry is gone. Vita? Everyone? And we go. I have contacts in London. We can start fresh. New names, new lives. Lucas guns the engines, and the boat turns towards the open sea, leaving the nightmare of Goodwill Plantation behind. So Loon made it out of the plantation alive. I need to let Mr. Goodwill know as soon as possible. Although I do think there's still more to discover about what happened at the plantation and why. We can find some clues as to where they went from here. Okay, final report for now. 5th April 1948, London. Mr. Goodwill. Not yet completed my investigation. There are still too many loose ends to tie up. Will need to continue my work. While I have uncovered fragments of the past, the full picture remains obscured. However, I have life-changing news for you. Your sister, Loon, did not perish in the fires, as the colonial records state. My visions show her escaping the island with a Lucas Sterling and your father's second wife, Rose. I do not get what happened to them and if they ever made it out of the war zone. I will continue my investigation and keep you updated. Delphine. That seems like a good ending point for now. We still got plenty more to uncover. But there's 4 dead. We still need to know what happened to Cynthia. We need to know where Colin's gone. Where Theresa was in between all the things. Where Dieter is. We need to uncover the pirates. Where Tanaka's in all this. And Aisha, also dead, presumably, but don't know what happened before that. So there's still plenty left to uncover, but we'll leave it there for now. But we're learning plenty about what happened in Borneo. Rather quick end, I suppose, but stuff happened quickly. Much learned, many dead. Yeah, everything started happening really fast. All of a sudden. Whoops, the Japanese invaded. Whoops, there's pirates. Another round of applause to the dev, truly. Like, damn, what a fucking game. There's so much in this. So much to learn, so many funerals to attend. Yay. Yeah, right. That's it for now, though. And we'll pick this up, the week after next. Because next week I won't be streaming. Whoopsie. I'll be too busy hanging out with friends. So, I guess you can blame Chris for it. So you enjoying this quick little game I sent you? I'm enjoying it a lot, but it isn't quick or little. I can tell you that. Oops, no stream. What? Where's your dedication? My dedication is that I won't have my computer with me. So I physically cannot stream. I'm not even going to try to stream on the Shady Hotel Wi-Fi. Absolutely not. Be fun. No. Boo. Boo indeed. But y'all feel free to blame. I'll blame Chris, and I'll blame Dark, and I'll blame Bear. And Shark and Plams. Yeah, that is everyone. It was like, who am I missing? And then it was like, no, that's me. I'm the sixth one. Don't blame me. Tomato, tomato, tomato. And the Netherlands. I mean, you can always blame the Netherlands. We'd be doing stuff. Like being nice to friends and war crimes in the colonies. You know, classic things. Yeah. But no stream next week. Only good times as war crimes. They were such good times that we completely ignored we ever did them. And then never taught anyone about that, and now we keep going, haha, look at the British and their war crimes. We never did any of that. Do me a favor and eat a pancake the size of your head. That will be happening. Netherlands and the UK doing that hat clash scene in the Terminator. I will be dragging people for pancakes. I also don't think I have a choice, considering I introduce people to Dutch pancakes at the Efteling the previous time. So I think I'm gonna get dragged back there anyway. Vetoed the war crime related monster of the week adventure. Yeah, we've had enough war crimes. We'll head back to the place where Miss had a fucking religious experience over pancakes. Put up a little shrine there dedicated to the pancakes. Netherlands fucking knows how to make vegan and gluten-free food. Especially baked goods. We love baked goods, what can we say? We love baked goods, and then we heard, oh, you cannot enjoy baked goods because of things in there? Well, we'll make it so you can enjoy the baked goods anyway. Here, have baked goods. Fuck you. What are you gonna do about it? Pay us. Hi, Garo, welcome back. 'Tis the end of the stream. Everything is gone well and nobody died. Don't worry about it. Yeah. But yeah. No stream next week. Love y'all. And have a good and good night. Bye. Bye. Bye.